Welcome, everybody.
Welcome back.
Oh, we're going to be doing some limit clearing processes in a minute, but before we do that, we want to do a guided meditation, grounding and centering exercise for moving from survival mode into thrival mode. And before we start, I'm going to guide you through the whole thing, so I don't want to say too much before we start, but I will say this is a process that you can repeat, and you might need to repeat. So I'm not promising that as soon as you come out of this process, you're going to be thriving and it's, might be no looking back, but because you might be right on that precipice of moving into thrival mode. But so many of us have gotten down into that, very basic survival issues are at the forefront right now. So we're going to practice just moving up out of the root chakra into our heart space, into our crown chakra, third eye area where we can receive insights. So if you don't receive insights today, keep trying, do it again, and keep, even if your situation is super dire and you think you might get evicted, or you think, there's like big changes happening and scary changes and lots of uncertainty, you can always take 5 minutes to get out of that root chakra and bring your awareness up into other areas of, it's not just the physical body, but our energetic body, and connect with our inner wisdom and open to receive solutions. So solutions are always available. We just can't always see them. So you can just get comfortable. Where it's good to do this process with the crown pointing to the heavens and the tailbone pointing down into the earth. You can lean back on a chair or something and get comfortable, but don't lie totally down flat for this process. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just bring our awareness away from the outside world and all of the chaos that we have observed, and just move our awareness inward. So into your room that you're in, and just stay at that level of, we're just going to take a moment to kind of cleanse our space, call in that healing energy of unconditional love, that divine energy that's always available and that can come in more strongly as we intend it, as we evoke it, and just allow it to fill up the room that you're in. Notice what you notice as you breathe and bring your focus inward. Just notice whatever it is you notice in your mind, body, spirit system. And just allow that blanket, that cloak of divine love to surround you, to clear out your space of any negativity, anything lingering in the air from previous negativity that might have happened in that space, even just negative thoughts that you were thinking an hour ago. Just allow this divine love and light to clear out your space first and create a layer of protection so that you can feel safe, so that you can take these minutes, these breaths, to remember what it feels like to feel safe, protected, and provided for. So breathe in that life force energy. They call it prana, they call it chi in other languages. Just breathe it in and exhale gratitude for the air that we breathe. All of your daily needs that are met for today. We don't have to worry about anything but today. And so as you breathe in the life force energy and that divine love that's surrounding you, just begin to bring your awareness more internally into the body, into the energy body, down. You might come first into the heart space, you might come first into the head space, but wherever your awareness is, bring it down. Let it just slowly sink with each breath. Down, down, down. Until you're all the way down to wherever your bottom is hitting the floor or the chair or whatever surface is supporting you. If you're listening to this with headphones, on the ground, outside, even better. We're going to really first connect with the earth. So just keep bringing your awareness down past the chair, past the building that you're in, if you're in a building, all the way down. Bring that awareness and send your energy down into the earth. It might feel like a rope going down, dropping down. It might feel like water flowing down into the earth. It can feel and appear to you, and you can experience it in many different ways. So just let your awareness lead the way, and then notice how it feels as you bring the awareness and plug it down into Mother Earth, down into the darkness. Feeling supported, just allow gravity to do its work. So gravity is another form of unconditional love that is always, always there. Just allow yourself to be held. Couple more breaths here as we just anchor into Mama Gaia. Just notice whatever it is you notice about how it feels. If you feel things other than calm and peace, that's okay. Just notice it. Notice where it is in the body. And then exhale it away, knowing that if it's something important that needs your attention, it'll come back later. Because right now, all we want to focus on is our inner being plugging down into the earth. And then next, we're going to begin to just imagine, visualize. You can breathe and kind of feel the energy of the earth coming up from your anchor point back up into your being. So as you inhale, just inhale that unconditional love from Mother Earth. And just allow, it's like a straw drawing up the love, the support, the unlimited resources that Earth can produce when we cooperate with her. So just a couple more breaths as you draw that energy up into your being, and just notice how it feels. If you can't do it very well, then that's something for you to practice in your future meditations and daily self-care practices, drawing that energy up from the mother into your being so that you can feel solid and supported. And so our awareness can just stay down here at the root chakra for a minute, really feeling solid and grounded. And then we're going to slowly move up. Just stay within the bottom three chakras. So the root chakra, the sacral chakra, which is around the womb space for women, and then the solar plexus right up here, right under the diaphragm. Just notice what you notice as you draw this energy from Mother Earth up into these three chakras. We're having energetic changes and shifts are happening all over. And one of them is that these three chakras are in some ways merging together in order to work together. So just allow that energy from Mother Earth, that unconditional love, to swirl within these three chakras, down in your gut, down all the way to the tailbone, and then back up to the solar plexus. Just notice how it feels. If you feel something besides peace and calm, notice it, take note. It might be an image, it might be a feeling, it might be even some other sensory experience like a smell or a taste. Just take note and then set it aside and keep bringing that energy into those three bottom chakras. Just let it swirl. A few more breaths here as you just notice whatever it is you notice. And so just very slowly take your time to move your awareness up into the heart chakra. So notice if that's easier or difficult. Notice if there's blockages. Notice whatever comes up in your mind, body, spirit system is information. As we move more up into the heart space, you might feel tightness in the chest. There might be, a lot of us have armor that's over our hearts that we've built up to protect us. So if you can, find a door in. If you can't, that's okay. Just keep your awareness in the chest, in the lungs. And just notice what you notice from front to back. From the collarbones down to the solar plexus. Just allow that energy from Mother Earth to come up into this space and heal whatever needs to be healed. So your heart armor might start to dissolve, might not. Just notice what you notice as you bring that unconditional love up into your heart space, into your whole chest cavity. And so before we stay here in the heart space and really connect with our inner wisdom, I want to just keep moving up a little bit into the throat chakra. Let that unconditional love clear anything blocking in the throat chakra. So just notice what you notice as you move up through the chakra system. So this is the time that letting out a sound can really help with clearing any residual energy there in the throat chakra. So just whatever needs to be let go in the throat, let it go. There's something that needs to be said, make a note, write it down. You can say it later to whoever it is that needs to hear it. And then just continue to bring your awareness up into the third eye area. Notice whatever it is you notice. Allow that energy of Mother Earth, that unconditional love, to come all the way up into the third eye, to clear it out. Also that healing energy of unconditional love that we called into the room. Let it come and kind of windshield wiper, squeegee your third eye, as Bill Hicks would say. With every breath, bringing in more of this healing energy of unconditional love and exhaling away any noise, any distractions. And then just bring the awareness up to the top of the head and just allow the crown to open. So in this safe space of protection where we've called in that protection, we can open up our crown chakra. A lot of people say it looks like a flower blooming. It can look however it looks to you. If you don't see things, that's okay. Just feel what it feels like to open the crown. And then just continue to bring the awareness up into the universe. So just imagine the tree of life and how the branches grow up and out. We've got our roots firmly planted in Mother Earth, and we're just going to let our branches grow and branch out and move out into the expansion to really plug in to the divine light of the universe. Whatever you name you like for the divinity, use that. call on it and ask it to bring wisdom, to bring solutions. And these solutions are able to come when we are rooted deeply and grounded deeply into our being, into our physical experience. When we can take a few minutes to get into that safe space and get really rooted and grounded, then we can plug in to the infinite possibilities. It sometimes seems like a paradox. We don't just need to concentrate on our crown chakra for wisdom. We also have to concentrate on digging deeply into the feminine energy and rooting deeply into our physical beings. So a couple more breaths as you just continue to let those branches grow up and out. Sometimes I see them like fishing lines. I send them out into the universe to look for solutions, and then I can reel them back in. So send those golden cords of fishing line out into the limitless possibilities. And then just allow the energy to move. Since you're plugged into the earth and you're plugged into the heavens, just notice whatever it is you notice about how the energy moves and interacts, how it comes into your being, where it swirls together. We need that divine masculine from the heavens and the divine feminine from the earth. We need them both to create. And so being open to whatever your inner wisdom wants for you today, whatever your own, you are a fractal of the divine, and whatever that piece of the divine that is living in your heart, whatever it wants for you today, just be open for that. And then begin to scan the body. See if you need to be in your heart space. See if you need to be in your third eye space to open to receive wisdom. Maybe there's another area of the body that you need to be breathing that unconditional love into. Trust that inner wisdom and go wherever you're guided in your body, in your energy body. And just open to receive whatever wisdom is now here for you. If you see your higher self like a figure there, just say, hi, thanks for being here. Let's explore this together. If you don't see a representation of your higher self, that's okay. Just listen for your inner wisdom. Allow your energy body and your physical body to communicate with you, whatever your inner wisdom is trying to communicate with you. What are the limitless possibilities that are available? Continuing to breathe in the light of unconditional love. So if anything has come through that's not quite clear, maybe it's come through in symbols, maybe it's come through in feelings in the body, take a moment to ask your higher self, your inner wisdom, ask Great Spirit to show you what this information means. And just a couple more breaths here as you scan the body. Ask what you're needing to pay attention to in the body, in the energy body, the chakra system. Maybe something at the surface of the body. Wherever it shows up, trust the information. And then you can always get help interpreting symbols. So let's just move into the space of gratitude. Often that feels like it belongs in the heart chakra. Just move into that vibration of gratitude for the information you've received. And if you didn't think that you received anything, just take gratitude for the calm and the stillness that you found. Even if it's just for a few breaths that you find the calm and the stillness, that's still success. Let's move into gratitude for being able to plug into Mother Earth, plug into Father Sky, and access all of these things, these gifts that we've been given. These gifts that we don't remember that we have when we're running around in daily survival mode. We all have 5 minutes we can spend with Spirit, with Mother Earth, and with Father Sky, opening to receive wisdom. So now I want to invite you to take a moment to write down anything that you need to remember from this session, knowing that you can always come back to this recording and do this process again and get to this expanded space where it's easier to receive the infinite possibilities that we can't always see. And then we'll also take a moment and let the people that are here live just share anything that you feel like you need to share. And for those watching the recording, if you're led to speak about what came to you during this process, or as you move forward using these kind of processes, that's another way of grounding the information and making it more real. So pick trusted people that aren't gonna be skeptical and doubters. But if you need to say it out loud, you can just say it out loud to yourself in the mirror if you don't have somebody that you can talk to about it. But during the quarantine, call up somebody and speak it out loud. That really helps. You don't have to tell everything. There are certain things we need to keep to ourselves until it's time for the blossom to bloom. But there will be, often as you do these processes, things that need to be spoken aloud. So writing it down is one form of grounding, but speaking it is another. And then as we do our limit clearing processes, that's a way to ground some of these things into our bodies. So it's mind, body, spirit. Always got to use all three for the most productive conscious creation. So Peter's still writing, so I'm going to ask you guys if anybody's ready to share anything. And if not, that's fine. we'll just move on to our limit clearing process. But I just want to give anybody an opportunity that wants to say something out loud if you feel like the spirit is moving you.
I'll go ahead and share what's been going on. The short story is I was given the opportunity to own a store virtually for zero. Like, she's giving me her inventory that's in there, and there's other vendors and stuff.
Wow.
And so, like, there was a whole weekend where it was like I was mad because of something else that happened, and then I turned around and was like feeling so overwhelmed with being blessed. And now with the quarantine and all the things that are happening, and it's going to get transferred to me on April Fool's Day. And so, it's just, I've had, I wake up at 3 a.m. just tossing and turning, and do I keep spending money to stock the store because nobody's going to be in there? What are my next steps? And and this grounding is really what I needed. So thank you for offering this. But during the meditation, it was like asking my higher self, do I really? I've asked for advice, and and that advice is out here has been to just keep going forward. And that's the guidance I get to, is to go ahead and buy the clothes, go ahead and do the things, and every and I felt the humbleness and the blessedness again. And while April Fool's Day, it might look really bleak, and some people might think she's kind of lost it to take over a retail store, but the April Fool's is the blessing. That's the blessing, is to continue to move forward and just trust that I am divinely guided and I am divinely protected.
Amen.
That's what I got.
Hooray for confirmation.
Yeah.
And for moving forward, one foot in front of the other, right? And and it's really interesting when we start these like big endeavors that we sink a lot of money into, and we have a lot invested in it, emotionally and all these things. It's it's just such a big undertaking that usually I think, we think that, well, this is what we're going to get out of it. Right. And that might be true that we get those things out of it, but there's always so many things we learn along the way of, actually making it happen and growing it. And, what I see for you is just, learning opportunities, learning and growth opportunities, and, and this is one of them, right? Like learning that faith and that trust in a really pointed way, right? In a really, it's like
big way.
Yeah.
And trusting myself. And it's that trusting the self that I'm, it's like, this is my grown-up job. This is what I'm going to do as a grown-up, because it's holding the space for people. It is a retail store, but it's also about being able to reach people, because I've lost my parents. I've lost friends and a family, and that's what we're going to be going through, is people are going to experience losses. And I don't know, there's just so many different ways that store could serve the community. It can be a community place. And so it's not just about shopping, it's about the experience they get as they go through the store.
Connecting with the community. I really do feel that community vibe of this, a gathering place kind of vibe all around this.
And I have big plans. And so as a female entrepreneur, and I'm married to a Hispanic, I am standing for that. I get to have a ton of grants coming into the small business to have all the improvements paid for me. and that
Right
I'll
on.
eventually own that business for pennies on the dollar.
Awesome.
That is my,
Sharing.
that's my sourcing. That's what I'm sourcing anyway.
Right on. Brenda, do you have anything you want to share, or Peter? Okay.
No. I was just so relaxed in this meditation.
Good.
Yeah, I didn't
Even with the
really.
And
interruption.
Oh, go ahead.
so, yeah, I was feeling lots of energies moving, and especially in my heart chakra. And I was expecting, so, I mean, when I felt the energies there, I was like, okay, I know that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So for me, I didn't have a whole lot come up, but it was I was reminded of a dream I had. I think it was last night or the night before, where our daughter, who's 10, in the dream she was around maybe 3 years old, and we were just outside playing, and I was just following her around while she just explored everything, and it was just kind of a reminder to me to appreciate their youth and innocence, and and one of the things Christina's noticed about everything that's going on with the COVID-19 and all the shutdowns and people working from home and things, it's kind of an opportunity for everybody to withdraw from the rat race and the hustle and bustle, and kind of come together as a family. And if you're so lucky as to have family around you, and and to
Family of choice too counts.
yeah, and just kind of a reset, because everybody's always on the go and always stressing about what they're supposed to be doing, and
Yeah.
I feel like in some ways everything seems very uncertain right now. Everybody's just kind of waiting to see what happens next, and how this is all going to shake out. So but on the other hand, for me anyway, I just keep trying to listen to my inner guidance and have faith that there's there's a purpose for all this, and a divine higher purpose for all of this that is going to end up in the it's a hard time now, but and maybe for some time now, but in the end it's all for a better future.
It's like a reset. I really do see it like a reset. And we have been so externally focused, all of us humans, especially those in the Western world, so externally focused. And this, when everything out there shuts down, we're forced. A lot of people have been avoiding that inward focus and, really going inside. And so it might not be what you want to be doing, but it's just like when, we're talking about inner guidance. Sometimes there's external guidance, and that, things get canceled so that you can spend more time with your family. And, not during this, but like there's been so many times in my life when, I was trying to juggle a lot of things and something got canceled, and that was a blessing, so that I could spend my time in the ways that really were, and it was not just a blessing, but a message, from the universe. Stop scheduling so many things at once. Stop, trying to do so many things out there. We have to always start here, and then, in our small circle. I thought you were going to say something.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Okay. Okay. So whatever you receive when you're doing these processes, is you did it right. There's no wrong answers. And sometimes it does take multiple times of showing up. I know, those of us that are here, a lot of us do our daily practices. And so we've been asking questions, of our inner wisdom. And maybe today was the day that we had the breakthrough moment that it came on through. But sometimes it's 10 days of asking the question before, the answer will come to me. Maybe not even in a meditation, maybe, through external circumstances, or through, just a moment when you're washing dishes, or, doing some mundane task in life, and the inspiration or the answers come. So keep asking, keep connecting, keep going within to connect to the earth, connect to Father Sky, and then just allow that voice of inner wisdom to speak to you in whatever way it does. It's not always an auditory thing. It can be through all the senses and through external circumstances. And that's how we thrive. Listening to Spirit and doing what Spirit has guided us to do. And so I guess I'll just close by saying, we personally have not had much change happening since all the quarantines and everything, because for years we've been listening to Spirit and unplugging from the rat race, unplugging from school, unplugging from, corporate jobs, and relying on, some of these things like insurance, or things that people, think are their source, and learning how to shift our faith so that we know that God is our source, and
necessarily their source or security.
Well, right.
And but that, to me, that's kind of a different thing, to your source and your security, but if you trust in God, God is your real security in that faith.
Right. Everything you need will come to you when we do our part too. Yeah. So anyway, so thriving is a lot about listening to Spirit and taking the steps that you're guided to take, because you don't know what's going to happen down the road, and how the steps that you've been taking are going to fit into, future happenings in your life, and the ways that the things you did 5 years ago set you up for thrival today. So kind of that's my overview of, moving from survival to thrival is not a instantaneous process. It's a choice. That part's instant, but it's a choice we have to keep making.
Minute by minute sometimes.
Sometimes.
Second by second.
Okay, so we'll sign off, and we will see y'all next time.
Thank you, and God bless you. We
Thanks
love you.
for watching.